I keep on saying each and every week's a bit nuts, and, you know, that's never really, that doesn't seem to be a thing that changes. So I guess, you know, there's no real point in saying anything about it. But there's some sort of like a communal thing to me about it, you know? At least to me, it makes me feel that, you know, it has, in fact, been a nutso crazy, you know, crackhead week for everyone in some sense. It makes me feel very much... I almost said communized. I don't know if that's a word I should use to describe that. Nonetheless. Yeah. I'm glad to not be dead yet. That being said, I have no idea what I'm doing. It's been 2 weeks since I went back into this, and I completely forgot what I was doing, which was completing, I think, this main quest line to get to the end. Now, I am nowhere near the skill level to get an actual, like, Eye of Ender just yet. And by skill level, I mean I'm somewhat equipped. A little bit. But my levels are down, and that's not exactly ideal, and, you know, I would like to have that up. You know, me up kind of vibe. I don't know what I was trying to do there. So yeah, I think that's what this... I think that's just gonna be the vibe of the streams. Until I, you know, get to a place where I actually have levels. Because I talk at you. And not to you. I was going to put this in here. I'll keep the rotten flesh and the bone and not the dandelion. A little bit of stuff here and there. But yeah, you know, in terms of, like, everything that's been going on in the past, week, I don't know. I managed to get myself into such a place where, like, motivation didn't come to me, and I just needed, like, I guess, a break on that Monday. And I wouldn't say it, like, proved to me that I wanted to do more, but it definitely was like, wow, this space, you know, this particular Monday now feels kind of empty, you know, when I'm not doing anything. Still, not an obligation. Shit's still fun, you know? I did actually end up ordering, like, some electronic parts for... It was a project I was talking about last stream. Last stream? The stream before last. Yeah, because I was still playing Minecraft in that stream. But it was like, I was talking about, like, a project about, you know, a whole electronic helmet thing. I might have mentioned what it actually was, but I didn't, you know, rip. Right? And I just bought a couple more, not products, components, that's the word I was looking for. I bought a couple more components for that, just recently. And, you know, they came in the mail, And I'm looking at this going, finally, I got this thing, you know, it was $50, right? Uh, to buy 15, 50, something like that. And you know, I looked at it. It's a buck converter. And you know what a buck converter does is you put high voltage in and you get lower voltage out, but it's like a regulated voltage. It's you know, a constant voltage rather than one that's constantly going down over time. So I got this thing and it's like, okay, why is this $50? I've made these from scratch before. So I can't imagine why it's $50, and so I finally, you know, rookie mistake, I didn't look at the datasheet for it before I actually bought it. Turns out that this is a very fucking ripped, as all get out, buck converter. So basically, if it detects voltage is going into the out port, in other words, if things are going in the wrong direction, it will stop. Not stop working, but it will just sort of stop throwing things in. Or throwing things in? How vague can I get? It will stop passing voltage through. Right? And, you know, that's typically what you want when the voltage is going in the wrong direction is, you know, you want it to stop, you know, doing things so that nothing gets damaged. So there's one thing. The other thing is that, you know, it's temperature controlled. So once it reaches a certain temperature, it also does the same thing. Which, you know, is, as you can imagine, is kind of important to things like, I don't know, not having your entire circuit board melt. And so it's a really, really ripped buck converter that I got. And, you know, it's just sitting here now because immediately afterwards I realized I didn't need it yet. I, like, attempted to do something with it and, you know, looked at what I had to do and immediately realized, wait, I need a way to... I need to test out the circuit that I'm gonna make as a prototype first. And so I'm a fool, however, my cup floweth over, I suppose. Runneth over. Is it runneth over? It might actually be runneth over. My chalice frotheth past the point where it should have been before. Uh-oh, I hit a zombie and now everyone's after me. I'm not hearing any sound from the game. What's... Oh, that's why. Okay. Give me a moment. I'm sorry. I'm a fool and a coward. There we go. The wavelength stream, that's something I'm continuing to get used to. Just because everything has its own channel now, and everything has its own sort of, you know, way of, I think I specified enough. It's difficult to remember that, you know, oh, this game isn't making noise. Why could that possibly be? Hi, friend. Don't shoot me. You shot me. You tried shooting me, but you didn't, actually. Plebeian. Shoot fish. So yeah, I mean, that wasn't the entire, like, week. Well, it kind of was, right? Most of that week was just waiting for components to arrive and immediately realizing I didn't need them. Oh yeah, but like that's kind of what, you know, kept me the same thing that kept me from, you know, progressing in that project is also the thing that, you know, kept me from streaming on Friday. Because the particular thing I need to do in order to test out the circuit is, you know, I found this repository of code just sort of online. Well, I didn't find it, I was pointed to it by a friend. Just sort of going over, you know, how that kind of thing works. Or, sorry, again, vague. Just, you know, it's a ray tracer for, you know, an LED matrix. And that's essentially what this whole face mask is gonna work off of is, you know, this sort of LED. Oh, that was my kill. Whatever, at least I have pants now. Is this LED matrix, and so in order to get that code, I have to have access to the internet from my computer. I didn't have that for like Friday night on, and you know, afterwards just didn't have time to touch the computer after that. I think I know what happened. You know, I keep on coming back to this just crazy windstorm that swept across the land and destroyed everything, and also some actual living people. And, you know, knocked down quite a couple of trees and possibly knocked out a facility that provides internet for everybody. And so, you know, everyone was without either, you know, power or internet or both for a good, you know, 3 days straight. Me perish, I suppose. Where am I? I'm way up here. I'm not sure if I've been up here before. Yeah, come over here. I need your exp. Your experience. Oh, potato, thanks. Oh, you little, do not destroy me, please. Oh, you've got to be, like, actually kidding me. Alright, you're gonna be a problem. And so are you. You're, like, especially okay, this is bad. Are you still coming? Yeah. Frick. I should get more experience for killing those little guys. I swear, they're like moving targets, but for melee. I mean, I guess they're technically moving targets for everything, but that's neither here nor there. Let's see here. I did also, right, end up finding this this game. So, like, if you ever like pay attention to my Discord or are on that Discord, at this point it's practically just like me, Caden, and a couple of other guys talking about like random asinine bullshit. Right? We I got into this sort of craze about like an Ina game coming out, which if you want to know about that, I'll talk about it more. I talked about it like way more than I probably should have in the last stream. But some of the guys who, you know, were on the development team for that game, who I guess are on the development team for that game, mentioned this game called Somnium, right? They were like going through a list of games that they had worked on and sort of said, yeah, right, we did this game, that game, we helped a little bit with Somnium, and I, you know, considering what type of game Dream Barbecue is gonna be, I did not see AI the Somnium Files being part of their repertoire, and so I did a little bit of searching, a bit of soul searching, and found a game on Steam just straight up called Somnium. Period. End of sentence. No like AI, the Somnium Files, no, none of that. Have I seen this before? Do a bit of a searching down here too. Oh, this goes down, does it? Alright. I'll play your game. Yeah, there we go. I had my pickaxe. But I found this game, and, you know, knowing that I wanted to know a little bit of, like, what this game is going to be like, this Dream Barbecue game is going to be like, I'm like, I might as well. I'll give it a, you know, good old college try. I played the first, I don't know, couple seconds of that game. Oh. Like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to stream it. I might make a video. Or, like, a series of videos just playing it. I'm not sure, you know, this is the game that they were referring to. It's a very odd game, to say the least. But I have to say it's... Even if it's not, like, on purpose, the best work of comedy that I've ever laid my hands upon for, like, $3. And honestly, I can't wait to show it off. I'm not sure if it would be bad to, you know, actually show it to people. I'm sure that, like, you know, that game getting any sort of publicity would be needed, right? It's not a very popular game. That game had like a couple of reviews on it, which, you know, let's face it, 3 reviews isn't much. That's not a lot of people playing your game, getting your hands on it. Damn, this goes down. Full go down, ugh. Here. That's gravel. Oh, God. Alright. Maybe a little less twitchy. I've been a bit twitchy today just because I don't know what crawled up my gourd. Yeah. But like something has got me right now. And I don't know what it is. I guess I just woke up this morning and decided, you know, I will conquer all. Not really. I guess I more like woke up this morning, was mad that I was very drowsy, and then decided to conquer all because I wasn't going to take it. Some iron. It is iron time. Sorry, wait, no, I did that wrong. What was that hotkey? Well, I guess you're not getting it. Because this thing isn't hooked. Nah, fuck it. Dive into iron time. There we go. Where were we? Torches? I got distracted by iron. Oh, hey, buddy. I killed a bunch of your friends upstairs. I'm sure you really want to kill me. I wonder if he's got any other friends down here. Oh, there's one. Okay. That was unfair. And uncalled for. So yeah. I guess I've got, you know, nothing else going on, right? I could talk about the bread that I so graciously decided to add to my interface. I've had a pretty bad track record lately of, you know, I try to post bread of the week every Monday on my website, and lately that has not been going well. You know, I will probably do it like somewhere during the middle of the week, but when it comes to Mondays, it just does not work. And so I forgot to do it this time around and was just sort of like, you know what, screw it, right? I already have a platform. I might as well post on that platform, or put something on that platform to show that I am indeed still creating that bread, still getting it. And so this bread that you can see in a very small resolution at the bottom right hand side of the screen is a Biga bread. 80% Biga, I think. And I kind of already sort of described this one before. Because it was one that I've made before. It was one that I've sort of like pulled out and, you know, tried and actually really liked. I don't know, it was something about the inside of it, the sort of squishiness of the bread itself in combination with the with the crispness. Oh, there's some diamonds. Was I already here before? No. Okay. Neat. I'll take that. But yeah, in combination with sort of the crispness of the crust. And there's something about sort of the extra fermentation from the bread as well, because what happens is you actually take a little bit of like pre-fermented dough, as in like the night before you mix some yeast in with some flour and some water, and sort of let that go overnight, like 12 hours or something, and then you mix the final dough, which includes, you know, the rest of the yeast and some salt and some more flour and whatnot. Let's see, is that it? I bet you it is. I've completely disoriented myself here. Okay, no, I remember where I am. I got it. I got it. I heard that. Who wants it? I have a sword. Oh, that was a small one. But yeah, it's, you throw it in and it's really freaking great. So if you can get your hands on a good big of bread, I highly recommend it. Crazy good sandwich bread. I should post like a picture of the sandwiches I make with this thing. It's not like a crazy sandwich, but in terms of flavor, it goes kind of wild. No? Wrong direction? Yeah, here. Treasures in the darndest places, eh? Hello, sir. Not that direction. Or actually, maybe that direction? Yeah, I'm gonna have to go down there. And it is raining. Ugh. Somebody didn't like me being in that particular spot at that time. Yeah, shush. I forgot about that at Smith's. I realized, like, soon after my last Minecraft stream, I keep on referring to the last one, I'm sorry, guys. It occurs to me that I should probably live in the moment a bit more. Nonetheless, it did occur to me that this was actually called an isthmus. Last I remembered. Because, you know, it's just a little piece of land connecting two tracts of land. An Enderman in the distance not having a good time. We love to hear it. And when I can't wait to get my sip of water once I walk into my house. Oh God. Ooh. Trend thin ice. Anybody? Do I just have like a caravan now? Oh God. That was a little more severe than I kind of made that out to be. A little less severe, rather. Shush your sweet little face. There we go. So now I can have this steak. And then I can reach over and have my body glitch into the abyss while I take a sip of water. You know, I've seen that happen to, like, others, like, VTubers that, like... Oh, sorry, buddy. You know, when they take a sip of water, the eyes sort of go up like that. It's never happened to me before now. I feel like I've passed some sort of test. The streaming gods have decided that I'm worthy. Sorry, not my rules. Redstone dust. Did I pick up anything else? I picked up some string, some arrows. Still got a ways to go until 30 levels. So, you know, I can take another bite. No. Ah! Oh! Ooh! Ooh! That was mean. Oh, right, it's a thunderstorm, and I, you know, kind of don't want that to tank every single living portion of my entire existence. 1 second. I completely forgot it was raining for a moment there, which, you know, I have my moments. A field full of falling comrades. And by comrades, I mean not comrades. The opposite of comrades. Toby Fox, where are you? So yeah, I might do a bit of Somnium on stream if you know it suddenly possesses me that I should do that. The reason I'm sort of like iffy on that fact is, on my streams, right, I would love to keep it at least, PG-13 level, maybe a little bit of maturity in there just to, shake the bones a bit. I count Binding of Isaac to be, PG-13, kind of. I know, like, the, sort of very mature subtext, but I don't know. I feel like it's so like blown out of the top, like overly blown. No, I'm gonna go with it. So like overly blown, out of proportion, that it ceases to be a mature theme and more like yeah, blood, guts. Whoa, we're in a womb. Everything's bloody. Whoa, Not to, underestimate the power of Edmund Macmillan. Roguelike icon. You're spared today. Well, wait, hold on. I think I just realized that they got rid of the sword block in Minecraft. Like, I specifically remember being able to, like, right-click with a sword in my hand and, you would block something. And I think that was, like, the adventure update. Or something along those lines. Waterfall cave? This is nice. Oh, that's not as nice. I think I'm gonna go in the other direction. Just for the hell of it. Does not seem to be any, Oh, here's an air pocket. Ah! This may or may not be a bitch and a half to get out of when I have to get... Wait, is that, like... No, that's not an out. Isn't that? It is an out. Alright, I was just, oblivious to this existing. Hey, Sophie! Yeah, I'm back. It's going fine. I'm not under a tree. I haven't been crushed by, heavy winds. We're doing fine. How are you, man? How's it been? How's your past week? Or so. Ish. I discovered this. Might as well grab something out of it. Lapis, sure. Is that lapis? That's really tall for lapis. Were y'all having storms? Y'all. Yes, we're having storms. Yeah. it was stormy enough to where internet wasn't a thing for a good, like, 3 days. Internet was just out. And so this wasn't this... So one of those, like, impromptu not having a stream was out of my own volition, out of my own mental health. And the other one was because God willed it not to be. Thanks, by the way. I'm glad that you're glad that I'm not under a tree. That makes one of makes one of us. No, I'm joking. I for one am very happy my bones are not crushed, blown to smithereens, as it were. So yeah, I'm continuing on my rounds of not being productive in this game at all, just exploring and looking at places, which seems to actually be paying off a bit. You know, I've run into a couple of diamond patches. I've run into you know, a couple of really cool looking places. Just overall having a good time. Water. Water leads nowhere. I should have known. Water doesn't lead to a town eventually. That's a lie. That's a lie the government tells you to think that you should follow water. Welcome to the new Fox News conspiracy show. You know, the truth about big water. Let's go down here a bit. Oh, I'm hearing some zombies. Here I can probably... Oh, it sounds like they're actually getting knocked back a bit. Alright. And no need to, like, survive, you know? Enjoy the food gathering process. Live a bit, perhaps. Have a good run. Yeah. Have a good time at the grocery store. Tell him I said hi. So where are those noises coming from? Just like down here? Or over to like the side? No, yeah, it does just go all the way through here. So what if I... Yeah, see? Just beyond. Oh god. Is there another option? I'm gonna, you know, go ahead and dig in the direction of what I perceive the noises to be. Ah. Ah! A lot of guys in there. Let's see, what do I got? So, I'll put the steak in here. Gonna have to run out of my, iron sword, am I? I guess there's no reason to sort of wobble around it. It's just Fucking let's do it. Oh, hey! Hey, fellas. Hey, hey, come closer. Yeah, there we go. This is the strat. Except for, you know, that spider when I get around. There are a lot of these guys. I'm glad I didn't just sort of come around and... Oh, hey. There we go. Any other fellas that want to answer to a pickaxe to the face? Oh, wow. I keep on saying, oh, wow, every time I enter a new-looking cave, but honestly, man, can you blame me? I just did a really bang-up job. Hold on, I don't like spiders, you know, ominously looming over my head every time I walk around. Are you, like, can you screw off, man? I'm just trying to get rid of a bug. I'm the exterminator. Ah! Ooh! Jesus Christmas. Here. So, I'm gonna utilize this in a way that I've meant to utilize it for a while. And that is to, did I, here we go, yeah. Couple of sticks going. I'm coming. Silly. Just gotta wait a little bit. I've got something on the grill. There we go. Where'd that asshole go? Huh. I guess I ran away in an efficient manner. Alright, get a couple more torches going. I am officially out of the necessary materials. That is a creeper. And this entire place is just infested. I don't know where y'all are coming from, but I want to hear about it. Every time. Ooh, right in the Hold on, I think that actually hit me like... Oh no, it hit me in the face. Or in the back of the head, rather. Not the face. You know what? I'm glad. Because I thought that hit me in a much more critical area. Would not have been conducive to my jumping. Yeah, I'm lighting up your place. What you gonna do about it? Hopefully not blow up. Well... I mean, that's your prerogative. Alright, I could get more iron, I don't think that's exactly a priority right now. I think I just need coal, which I saw earlier. Yeah, right there. It's weird. It really is weird because I just yesterday was I hopped onto a Terraria server with some friends who are running Calamity on it. And if you don't know what Calamity is, it basically doubles the content of the game. I don't know how people can do that. It's not like it's over the top for me, but I sure as hell wouldn't do it. That's only something an insane person would do. But, you know, playing this game immediately after, you know, playing Terraria, I can really see, you know, why there's a camp for Terraria and a camp for Minecraft there. Because they definitely seem like really similar in terms of like the main gameplay aspect. You know, the main play loop, I guess, the main game loop. But you don't really know, right, what that the individual aspects of that loop until you actually like play both. You know, back to back. And that's when it occurs to you, you know, the main difference, which is in Minecraft, the idea is to mine, but don't dig straight down. In Terraria, the idea is to dig immediately below you, always, all the time. Get as low as you can as fast as possible, and then dig outwards. I don't know. Interesting stuff. Oh, I have found myself in a pit. I guess I'm going sideways from up there. This open. Here we go. Oh, no. Ah! Right. Do I get meat? I get meat. That would have been tragic at my level. I would not have been happy. But nothing bad happened, and so I'm gonna, you know, go along with it. Is that spider still here? Doesn't look like it. Either that or, you know, the spider was way back there, which is totally plausible. No, there's definitely a spider around here. Whoa. That would have been a fall. I don't know, do I want to go down there? I feel like I'm getting to the point where I should probably go back and, you know, grab a Oh, wait. Oh, no, that's just the stalactite dripping. Yeah, it'd be useful if there was a source of water around. And also my furnace. That would also be great. Yeah, okay. So, I think my idea is going to be I go back, grab the iron that I had smelting, make a new pickaxe, make a bucket. Okay, and then, you know, on my way back, grab some water, and then drop down into that pit. Yeah, I'm really asking for it, am I? How'd I get up here? Oh, right. Yeah, no, I did more risky moves. Because I'm just that kind of guy. Don't run into the lava. Don't do it. Don't think it, don't say it. Oh, you shouldn't have. Actually, though. Let's see. So you, right. No dirt, more iron. I should have put a lot of this away before I just sort of came rocketing in here. Bucket. Don't need the seeds. I'm sorry, so, in sort of the space where I am, I have a room just off to my, like, I have a wall in front of me, like, behind my, computers, and then, or monitors, and, like, to the right, I have a room. And I just heard, like, a small sort of snap come from that room. And slightly, I slightly spooked myself. Or rather, that slightly spooked me. I don't know how one spooks themselves, but I can guarantee you that I did not do that. Alright, phase 1 done. Phase 1 of the plan finished. Bucket acquired. Next is water, I think. Water obtained. This is going a lot smoother than I thought it would. Oh, hey. Didn't notice you there. Are you just a single thing, or are you multiple, things? Alright, you're a single. That's cool. Cool, I'll let you be single for now then. We'll deal with you on the way back. Because I'm coming back, definitely, for sure, 100%. Not gonna die once I, you know, jump down into this pit. It hasn't ever happened before. I don't know why it would happen now. You know what? It has suddenly occurred to me why it would happen now. You know, it's really coming on to me why that would ever happen. Yep, it occurred to me, and it is now approaching me. Are those other guys coming? Fellas? Yeah, alright, they just sort of left. I guess. Running out of wood. Sorry, I saw skeleton legs and now I'm concerned. Oh, jeezums. Well, at least they can't get me. They're in their own little neck of the woods and they can't get me from here. Suckers. Oh, hey, fuse fire. The cave goes on for so long that it just sort of stops rendering. Alright, I'm... Ow! Hey! Hey, quit it! Stop! How'd you find me? How? Like... As being stealthy. It's unfair. Oh, and I didn't bring my bow. Oh. Wait. What happened with that arrow? Me in the future clip that. And then put it in slow motion and like I just wanna know what happened there. Because that didn't seem like how arrows work. Alright, dare I? Dare I go further? I don't have any torch supplies. Oh. You know what? Going further was a bad idea. I've concluded. I think I'm just gonna go back. Yeah, back sounds good. Let them deal with their own problems. I found a diamond, we're good. What's this? Ooh, scary. It's scary, but it's also an opportunity. Gonna gather. So here's the thing about me, right? When I go down into a place and just sort of come out with nothing, doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel good to me. I'm like that with pretty much everything, which one could interpret as unfortunate. I don't. I come out of a relationship, I expect something out of it. No. I just like something to come out of my efforts, and so like only getting 1 diamond for this whole like expedition doesn't feel all too good to me. So I'm just sort of gathering whatever materials I can. You know, half a stack of iron. If I can come out with half a stack of iron and then that diamond, I think I'll be satisfied. Oh, look at that. There's another cave up there. I wonder how I might access that. Alright, there we go. Oh, right, here. I still think it's fascinating how this game brainwashed an entire generation of kids to think that diamonds were actually, like, rare. Because they're, like, absolutely not rare. I think, you know, we make some pretty good diamonds in labs, and that's, you know, that's totally fine. There is still a part of me, though, that's like, but when you mine one from the ground, when you actually find a ground diamond that was not grown in a lab, that's gotta be better, right? Same part of me that, like, refuses to buy bread from the grocery store anymore because, you know, weekly bread. I think there's something about, you know, making something the way, like, at home, or you know, finding a diamond in the rough out in your backyard somewhere. You know, like those kids that just sort of find fossils somewhere. There's something about that, you know, really makes me happy. I don't even get in here. Right, yeah, no, it's just this entire, like, waterfall that keeps going down and down and down. To the west of the map. Not that I also know where to go after this. Where did I come from? Something Cotton Eye Joe. Right. This place. Now, the best outcome we can hope for is, it's not nighttime. Not that that matters. We all know I'm gonna die at some point. It's just a matter of when. I'm gonna, like, be off my guard for a little bit and not know. Yep. So there's fatal flaw number 1, be outside at nighttime. And now we trek homewards, if nothing else gets in our way. man, I'm really thinking about this is completely out of nowhere, and I will fully admit that I'll you know, in my heart I know this. But I really thought it was Pi Day tomorrow. And I'm very, very upset that it's not. I was about to say Mod Pizza, Blaze Pizza. I don't know if, like, Blaze Pizza is, you know, big enough of a chain yet to be outside of the Midwest. I don't know. I don't remember ever seeing a Mod Pizza, Blaze Pizza outside of this area. But if you're into that sort of thing, and this is not sponsored, right? I just really like their goddamn pizza. Like, Pi Days are, you know, $3.14 per pizza. I can't wait. I really want my, you know, practically free, just massive piece of bread. With a little bit of veggies on top and a load of meat. And by meat I mean chicken. That is a weird... Ugh. Bang my desk there. I got super angry and just tried to punch a hole in my desk. I should probably get this all smelted, should I? I had it here. Right. Where do I keep my... There we go. Stretchy arm. I think I've had my arms in the same position the entire day. Desk jobs suck, man. I mean, in some aspects, they're pretty good. But they really do a number on your elbow. You got me. Here. Keep on going for the water. Give in to big water. Yeah, it got like really dry over here for some reason. I can't tell why. You know what I might know? I've had my window open all day, and like I might just be like used to it being like super humid. And so like I'm not like weird dry atmosphere bleh. Yeah. Don't worry, this sword's not for you, boya. Okay, so I still want to get to level 30. so I can actually start spending levels on meaningful enchantments. I'm really upset that I, like, on multiple occasions just completely got screwed out of that. Or screwed myself out of it, rather. It is 30, right? Yeah, it's 30. Oh, and I get fire aspect with it. Man. Bangy. That was a weird glitch. That must happen, like, that... Sorry, that must be what happens with spiders when they get, you know, trapped in the ceiling. Weird wall jumpy glitch. So let's see here. Do I want to build anything off this? I have my storage tower. It would be really... Ah, why? I'm in broad daylight, you douche. Hey, I'm at level 20. Come on. Nope. Hey, it was in water. I forgot that you do that in water. Or at least, not. You don't do that in water. I would love... Oh. Ass. What was that, a golden melon? Yeah, it was a bright, shining golden melon. Glistering. Is that what that said? Glistering? Actually, hold on. Wait. I haven't done this in a while, and it just occurred to me that I could do this. What crazy stuff do you have in here? Nihon? Nihongo? I would love to do something like with that. Ooh. What language am I going with? Tagalog. I know there's like a pirate speak one in here. I just have to find it. Actually, no. Screw it. Force Unicode font? No. Okay, let's not do that. Did I not? Oh, I didn't... It didn't actually change it. Is that... Did that do it? Am I changed over now? There we go. Okay, yeah. This is good. This is better, actually. Okay. Now I'm going to go in and get what belongs to me after I put away all my garbage in the let's see, in the chest. I don't need that. Wait, shiny sit-in cold thing. I don't know what that means, but I'll take it. Spotty meat. Bad spotty meat. Don't need that. Don't need that. I'll take some carrots just in case I need to make a stew, which won't happen. Yeah, I think that's all I really need. I mean, I'll take the golden pants just in case. Take these in as well. In fact, actually, here. This is exactly why I'm, why I'm going in, or why I put that there. Up. Oh, why are you down here, child? Yeah. Yeah, how about that? So I believe my idea was to keep digging until I reached an endpoint. Which, I guess that kind of leads me to believe that, I'm gonna need a lot more pickaxes, now that I think about it. But you know what, for now it's just gonna be me digging the me digging stream. Can I dig it? The answer is perhaps. It's the snake, it's the ocean! How are you doing, man? How's your week been? Doing good. That's good, I'm glad. It's always good to hear good people doing good. Yeah, I'm just sitting here digging a very, very long hole in a wall, and then I'm gonna have to like go back and grab a lot more pickaxes because I think this is gonna be a bit. Yeah, all right. But yeah, I'm doing fine. I'm not injured from like high winds, and so it's all I can really ask for. It's funny, actually. Child, don't you dare, child. From what? I was not online last week, this past weekend, because a gigantic windstorm tore through the town and destroyed lots of things. Including my internet access. No, not really like well, kind of an oh no thing. It was a pretty big oh no thing. Now that I think about it, yeah. I guess, the general idea around here is less, oh that sucks, and more like, well, time to deal with the aftermath now, which is pretty typical of the area, I guess. Once you pass your way into I guess that's immediately east of the the Great Plains area, like you get a lot of winds, a lot of high winds. Not like this, typically. This was particularly high winds. This was, it will blow you off of the ground and take you to another person's house, high winds. Which almost happened to me. But, like, regardless, right? what, you know, it's at that point you're in the realm of like, okay, weather happens. How do we deal with weather happening? And that's just the mood. Frankly, I love that kind of wind. Yeah. Uh-huh. Pull out the sword and you run away. Little baby. Little baby man. But yeah, otherwise I'm fine. Got my own 2 feet. Well, my own 1.5 feet. We're jamming. Yeah. Freaking jamming. You know what? I bet you I know what might have put me in like a less sour mood. From like this, I woke up in a bit of a daze this morning, and I kind of lost track of the day after that. But I think I know what put me in a better place, and it was I made some pretty freaking great buffalo sandwiches, like chicken buffalo sandwiches. And they were just generally good. You know the vibe. You make something for yourself and you're like, ah, damn, that was really good. The flavor, it coated my tongue, and I got a good response out of myself. Yeah, sandwich, you goddamn right, sandwich. Oh. I've broken free. I've broken through into a place with men. Are you gonna kill me? No. I have gold on. Take that, God. I have gold. You cannot touch me. So, like, is that an indicator that I can, like, dig up now and I'll find myself in a place? Or is that now I can, like, dig around a bit more? What am I digging for? I'm digging for surface, frankly. I'm digging to find an area that contains another fortress. Because I've explored high and low in the places that I could access without digging. Like, hold on. Could I go up here? Because it really sounds like there was something above me here that, like... Yeah, here we go. Hey, friend. Yeah, I've searched, like, high and low for a place where I could actually, do something. Do something as in find, stuff to make potions and whatnot. Blaze rods, ender pearls, that kind of thing. And having finally found an exit here, I'm a bit more optimistic about it. I just had to find a way to make more things that indicate artificiality so I can, like, better establish, you know, where to go when I want to leave. Because that's a pretty big thing I'm infamous for, is, you know, finding a way into a place and then not finding my way out. So I'm gonna run out of wood eventually. I just don't know when that might be. Child. Yeah, come over here. I think you're big and bad. Yes, free air. As it was meant to be. Free air. Fresh air, probably. Man, serves you. Thanks, dude. That's really actually generous of you. Yeah, don't damage my gold, man. Those guys, like, really worship it. Like, really worship it. So let's see. That was a ghast. I recognize that sound anywhere. I don't know where it is. But I'm sure it's gonna, you know, make quick work of me. As soon as it can. Yeah, sure, that structure works. A bit of an archway. Indicative of path. How far did I almost fall? Not too far. On one hand, I'm glad. On the other, I kind of wish that would have been, you know, another stroke of luck so I could have made fun of myself again. This is turning out to be a very uneventful outcome for myself. I can definitely see myself dying here now, but it's not like that would really, you know, do anything to my stats in any way, shape, or form. Or stats, my items. I don't have any items on me. Besides maybe, like, my golden pants of mending. Which, like, let's face it, I can live with that. I made a big deal about it when I got him, because I was like, oh, a mending spell. Maybe this hole, perhaps. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Outer Wilds. I refuse to specify. It's open. What's open? Have I opened a thing? Or no, okay, yeah, no, it's... I can see it. It's vast. The Nether. Yeah. Yeah, you know. That might be another thing, right? Is that it's a very vast open landscape. And I can deal with that. Very unrestricted. I'm really getting nothing out of this. Like, there's nothing here. Like you would think, right? You know, I came across like structure after structure before. But now there's nothing. There's my archway. You will lurk. Do your lurking. We appreciate the lurkers here. You contribute to society in a way most meaningful to me, which is purely putting me on in the background for the purpose of having me on in the background. And frankly, I think that's pretty cool that that happens. What's that over there? Are those just trees? I think those are just trees. Although I think this is sand. Oh, I know where I am! Wow, that's a weird go around that I just did. Okay, I hope I don't like perish in the same way I did last time. Whew. You know, like that. That would have been tragic. Here, let's see if I can get myself some fire slime. Alright. You're in a dangerous place, my big man. Yeah. Get out of there. Ooh. Look at them, they're all blinky. You know, for a little bit there, I actually wanted to make a Minecraft mod. Because I'm an absolute goddamn nerd. New recipes unlocked, guys. I got it. I got more recipes. But no, the idea would be, like, it's redstone, but complicated. It's redstone, but it actually works like, you know, electronic circuits in real life. Which I guess could be its own thing, not, you know... I could just sort of not change the way redstone works, and, you know, instead make my own sort of material or element or something that, like, acts as an actual electrical wire. I don't know. I think it'd be a really cool way to teach people, right, how hardware actually works, and you know, the wonders of making things. Because you'll often actually hear people talk about, like, makers, right? You know, people talk about a maker space, or you know, there's maker.com, and just a whole bunch of this stuff regarding maker culture, I guess is a way you could put it. And a big part of that for me has been, like, you can make electronic circuits, you know, actual, you know, things involving sensors, and you know, processing, and, you know, making your own little gadgets that can fit inside your pocket. Just completely from scratch at home. And, you know, sometimes it does take a little bit. Sometimes it does take, like, a good bit of knowledge to get into it. Like, coding is something that you can't really, Ooh, I almost looked in that guy's eyes. Coding's something that you can get into a lot easier than, like, electronic circuits, but it still takes a good bit of time to get used to. Electronic circuits a lot less so. Oh, okay, he's... watch out, kid, watch out, kid, watch out! Fuck! Fuck! No! No! I told you, bro. I told you about the dying. You're kidding. It's a curse with this game. Well, I mean, what was I rattling my mouth off about before I perished the worst perishment I've ever perished? Right, I was talking about maker stuff, was I? There goes a lot of iron. Well, at least I have all this stuff. You know, mostly dead iron sword, etc. Time to rebuild. Wait. Oh, why did I make that? Whatever. Extra pants. Wait, hold on. Is that bad apple? Did somebody do a, you know, Legend of Zelda Bad Apple mix-up? Or mash-up? People will sell themselves out for anything these days. Anyway, yeah. Electronic circuits. Those are like a lot harder to get into. Practically. Never break 3, but fast digging. So fast digging 4, fast digging 3, never break 3. Got it. Got it. I got it. Yeah, I might as well take one. And, you know, make a sword, because I guess that's necessary. Maybe those are in building blocks. No. I'll just grab some wood, whatever. And so, like, to make sort of a mod, because, you know, I was going somewhere with that and just completely lost track of where I was going. To make a mod that can teach people how, that kind of thing works, how, you know, actual electronic circuits work, and, you know, simulate it fairly well in Minecraft. It'd be a bit complicated, just because, you know, electronics deal a lot with physics, and so the best way you can really simulate them is through, you know, theoretical science. But at least through theory, by theory. And then, you know, through extra lore, right? You can put in lore or something that tricks people into thinking they're consuming like something exciting when it's really physics lore. That's what you learn in physics class, right? Physics lore. I don't think I have anything to feed my dog. Unless this can feed my dog. Good with this? Yeah, cool. That'd be really cool, and I think would actually be a boon to, like, the general community of makers. Because right now, the only kinds of people I know who can do anything with electronic circuits and making, you know, physical PCBs and whatnot, are just people with degrees. And, to a degree, I don't think that's... I mean, it's pretty fair. I don't think fair is the right word. I think that kind of knowledge, any kind of knowledge that's any sort of restricted, is too restricted. Should be using video games to teach people in a much more efficient way than just sort of like surgery simulator. You know what I mean? Is there wood in here? There is wood in here. That's why it's so big. And hasn't, like, degenerated in 2 years. That being said, though, though this redstone isn't really good electrical engineering teaching material, I guess you can call it, is not very good at teaching electrical engineering concepts. But when you do find out how to make like AND gates, OR gates, NOT gates, that kind of thing, God, it's an amazing computer engineering learning device. Alright, let's go out and farm things. I wonder if there's a way I can make that spawner that, you know, the zombie spawner down in the dungeon. I wonder if there's a way I can make that a lot more efficient. I bet you there is. I'm just not seeing it. Here, yeah, coal would be useful, I think. Oh, actually, no. Since I have this this pickaxe with me, this would actually be a perfect opportunity to go out and grab the thing that I was thinking about. You know, the one thing, the weeping obsidian, that stuff. Hi, Gaster. How are you doing this fine night time? I think. I believe that's the time it is at this hour. I frankly dissociated a long time ago. Pretty good. How about me? Me do okay. Me doing alright. You know, I'm surviving, living off the land. Dying once per stream. I am doing pretty lukewarm. That is my temp check for the day. Here, actually, I should probably make a boat. Can I lure? Oh yeah, definitely. Let's lower it down to maybe about there. See how that comes out. Yeah, is that better? I might have like raised it a bit before at some point, and I can't remember when. Here. I bet you it was when I was playing freaking Halo. And you know, the volume levels were all out of whack. Oh, I set that language. Yeah, why not, right? I did it at some point, and I mean, like, I completely forgot that you could change the language settings to something ridiculous like this, and I'm like, and the moment I remembered that I could do this, I was like, oh, I got it. Yeah, it's lolcat. The saddest block ever. I don't think I've checked all the advancement names here. This sucks. This entire like language pack sucks. But oh god, I love every bit of it. But yeah, it's definitely lolcat. So with this actually, hot stick. Hey, that's pretty hot stick. Alright, I think I have to have like a crafting table to actually make something with this. Tried out a few new games recently. It's funny you say, it's funny you ask. Because like just recently, just like earlier during the stream, I was talking about a game called Somnium, not like AI the Somnium Files, just Somnium. That supposedly was helped to have been made. That's totally not how you say that, but I'm going with it. The production of which was helped out by a couple of guys who are making another game that I'm like really hyped up for. But I played like the beginning of it and it's completely goddamn ridiculous. I'm gonna have to like make videos off of it. I'm not sure if I can even stream it. Haven't heard of that one. Probably not. A couple of guys, I mean only a couple of people have played it, as far as I know. You know, it looks like, you know, there were 6, you know, different reviews for that game, and that was it. Not even sure if the guys who are making the game that I'm hyped up for made this particular game. I just know about it because, you know, I saw it on Steam, and it matched something that they were talking about, like on a stream, on an interview that they were having. And so I got like super like overly hyped because it seemed like something that they would do. And I started playing it and it's like, oh my god. This game this game's a bit ridiculous and I'm not sure if I can stream it. So I might do some videos. Skellington. You missed me completely dying. Just, you know, in the worst way possible. I was on like a thin bridge and there was a freaking hoglin at the other end of the bridge rushing towards me. And I tried to get away, and there was like a little kid piglin behind me, and I'm like, well, this is it. I'm done. The only way was downwards into lava. Hell is hell. You know what? You're right. Still, it's hard for me to decide if I would rather die of, you know, just by doing that, or, you know, just via skeleton. Okay, so I need 6 of these, and some glowstone. I think I know where I can go ahead and grab them. How do I make that? Naughty shell. Oh, lolcat speak. You shouldn't have. No, really. Me Stubbs here. I'm serious. This is simultaneously the best and the worst language mod I know about. Language pack, I mean. It's just awful. You're present. Just a giant shitpost. Funny way to spell inventory. Best way to spell inventory. That's what I call my backpack. Me Stubbs here. Really took it in stride. Really didn't go over well when I called my girlfriend that. Whoa! I don't have one. Boy, I wonder why. Well, I call it... Whoa. Whoa, hey! That's a spelling. Look at those funny little shapes. I think my brain interpreted one of those as a Korean symbol, and I don't think that's right. Rucksack. Okay, okay, yep. In my brain, that makes sense, because I think in, like, German it's, like, Rucksack. Or something. Something sack. Man. It's really cool seeing, like, how other languages look. You know, Latin can get really boring sometimes. It's Cyrillic, yeah. Yeah, sometimes I actually wish I'd, you know, known more Russian, or, you know, or you know, Polish, Ukrainian, any of those languages, just, you know, more Cyrillic type languages. I think about that, you know, every time I, you know, enter into a new space or enter into a new conversation with someone in, like, from a different nationality. Because, you know, the language, from what I know about, and holds, like, a lot of culture behind it, if you know what I mean. There's a lot more culture behind the language than, you know, just the language itself. It's hard at first, but, you know, as soon as you get, you know, the hang of one language, you understand them all. I kind of figured, right? The Cyrillic languages are, at least as far as I know, all sort of tightly packed into one area of the world, and that happens to be, like, sorry to say, but Russia and everything immediately to the west of Russia. Or, you know, it might be better at this point to say Ukraine and everything to immediately to the east and north of Ukraine. Mind the people. be. That's actually a weird thing for me, right? You know, around here, around the U.S., there's sort of this narrative going on about, like, you shouldn't, like, you shouldn't poo-poo the Russian people because they're just as pissed off as, you know, you are. Just brainwashed. Alright. Yep, fair enough. Yeah, you know. To me, right, to sort of generalize an entire sort of group of people, an entire, like, nationality is kind of like, it seems kind of unfair to all the people who aren't that way. You know, to me it's just, you know, if I meet someone, if I meet you and you're kind of a dick, right? I don't, that's just, you're a jerk. That's it. If you're brainwashed, you're brainwashed. But I guess that's kind of unfair for me to say in terms of, like, that area, right? You know, I've never been around that area. I've hardly been outside the U.S. All I really know about is, you know, things I've read in books. You know, travels and trying to learn certain languages. Good people are there. Yeah. Yeah, good people are everywhere. Maybe I have too much, you know, faith in humanity. Maybe I'm gullible. Maybe that's it. Naive. But no, there are plenty of good people out there. I'd argue more good people, or at least more well-intentioned people, than there are, you know, ill-intentioned. We just have to find a way to figure out, like, how to let those intentions mix. The saddest block ever. The saddest thing ever. Sad face. I have to find more of these. I know I found, like, a couple of, you know, broken archways around here. What are you? What are you? Oh, you're a villager. Well, I'm sorry, I can't help you. I swear, I can probably go through, like, this entire thing and just laugh every time. It's like one of those sort of quick chest laughs, right? Like, because it's just really stupid. Like, even the enchantments, like, never break 3, fuzz digging 3, bloody jumping foods. It's all stupid. It reminds me of those, so this used to be sort of like the lolcat sort of, speak, I guess, internet accent, if you will, that people would use, on the internet in, like, the early 2000s, late 2000s, in the 2000s. But now, like, it just reminds me of just, like, the stupid pet videos or the stupid animal videos on Instagram, and, well, I shouldn't say stupid. If you enjoy them, like, and sick, you know, you enjoy them. 7 beetroot out of bowl, you can make borscht. Ukrainian dish. In real life, it's just 7 beetroots in a bowl. I'm sure you stew it, right? It's not just 7 beetroots in a bowl, is it? Or is that what it is really? And I'm, like, laughing off a very traditional sacred dish. I shouldn't say sacred, but meaningful. I know about, like, I've heard it, if this is the same thing, I've heard it called borscht, or borscht. A lot more to it. Every family has their own. Oh, so it's like the Russian equivalent of, or shit, the you know, sort of Eastern European my bad, habit equivalent of like chana masala, just masala in general, I think, in Indian cooking or Middle Eastern cooking. Main recipe, but the other ingredients are different. Yeah. Like, the closest thing I can compare that to is masala in Middle Eastern cooking, or around that area. You know? And you know, forgive me, right? I've been super into that cuisine lately. You know, it's there's something about it that's just warm, and the spices are, you know, sweet without having to add too much sugar to it. And it's like heavy but light at the same time. Masala is just the best. No bad action for you. I don't know. I just don't want to be like, oh, that's a really cool dish. You know what it reminds me of? This entire other dish that I love very much. Which I guess if I put it that way, it's not really a... That's more of a compliment, isn't it? Man, that sounds so good that it reminds me of this other dish that's also really good. But yeah, like, I believe it's masala in Middle Eastern cooking, where like each family has their own sort of spice blend and like technique of cooking it, and you know, ingredients and stuff, and like they stand by it, and it's like a faction war for like what's the best masala. Never been back here, I don't think. Probably because the map didn't reach this far. Mine's... Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying, right? It's totally like an appreciation of something coming from a place where a good place, I guess, in the mind. I'm gonna come back from here with nothing, but I think it's just fun to explore further past where I've been. But yeah, you've got me wanting to make borscht sounds really good. I don't know, grab a couple of leeks, throw it in there. Bread of the week, yeah, it is bread. It's my bread, I made that. If you look really closely, you can see that there is bread there. Is it a hedgehog? I mean, it does look a little bit like a hedgehog if you, like, squint your eyes a bit. Yeah, there's nothing here except for that, that lava pit. Eh. It was worth a shot. It was worth a shot. I think I'm just gonna copy that map that I have and try to navigate around that. I'm sorry. I have no idea what a bling eye is. 10 out of 10 bread. Hey. I would not put it against you to want to smash that bread. If you saw that thing in person, if you smelt it in person, let me tell you, you would not be revising that sentence. I swear, any kind of, like, homemade bread product is just... If you eat as much bread as me and my roomies do, smash it into a wall and watch it rise back up, I guess, you know, it would do that. It is quite resilient. Just... I'm imagining, like, you know that one Family Guy scene? Where, like, you know, I guess it's like Peter blowing up a farm with a rocket launcher. And, you know, the Amish folk who are in there just rebuilding it in 2 seconds. That's what happens inside of bread when you smash it. Except all the Amish people are like the yeast. You totally didn't bake the bacteria in that bread to, you know, a measly crisp when it was in the oven at 460, 475 degrees. Digital copies or physical copies of games or apps? Ooh. That is a random question. And it is a question that I actually really like. Because that's actually making me think. Here's what's going through my head right now, right? With physical copies of games, you actually get, like... Actually, let's put it this way. If you get a digital copy of a game, it's more practical. You know, you can store a lot more data up in the cloud or whatever. You can, you know, have sort of, like... this sort of ease of access. You don't need to lob this thing around with you like all the time. You know, it's a very convenient thing to have a digital copy of a game. But if you like a game or franchise so much, it's so much better, it's so much nicer to have the physical thing. Yeah, I'm still going! You're goddamn right, Sophie. How is the grocery store? What'd you get? What are you making this week? What kind of food do we all make here? Food's super on the mind right now, and I can't tell you why. Maybe it's because Gastard was just talking about borscht. It was a good time. But yeah, like, physical games. Physical games, I think, are a lot better if they're worth it to you. If you, like, really have, like, sentimental value with this particular game or franchise. Hold on. Did I burn with the map? Apollo? Where's the map? Why is my chaos card in the wall? Choose physical if I have a chance, you know, less space, cool box. Yeah, box art cartridge. You know, I think they kind of killed it when they killed off manuals, right? The little manual inserts that go into those boxes. I would buy a lot more physical copies if they had those around. It was a craft store. That's fair enough, man. Oh. Ooh, sorbet and ice cream sounds really good. I really want ice cream now. I had the opportunity to get a you know, Ben and Jerry's chocolate therapy the other day, and I didn't, and I'm kicking myself. I think I think it's gone. I think that I don't think I have a map. I think I burned with the backup map, which is unthought of, but I worked so hard for that map. What happened? Well, I guess it's time to, oh wait, no. Hold on. I fooled myself. Well, there's only one thing to do here. No, this is, this isn't the map. This is a dead map. This is a map that once was, and, I thought would never have been again. I'll just place that there. I guess. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this. And, grab that. Put this back here. And pretend like everything's fine. And then I'm going to fill this map back up. Because that's really the only thing I can do at this point is refill it. I've sort of been wandering around forever at this point anyway. I don't know. There's something about this game in particular that allows me to shut my brain off and just wander around and click WASD up until, you know, the end of the time. Anyway. Oh my god, you guys were having an entire, like, conversation. I didn't even fucking see. Yeah. Wait, what? Halo 3 for Xbox 360, and since Xbox One and higher have backwards compatibility. So excited. So, like, were you not able to get your hands on Halo 3 up until now? Because, like, I actually sort of had the same thing where I wasn't able to do anything with Halo up until just recently. Because, you know, I never really bothered to play it. It's a quirky game. I might do a little bit, you know, more of it on my own. I guess I'm just not really fantastic with, you know, Let's Plays and shmups. I mean, I guess it's not a shmup, it's kind of an RPG-ish kind of dealio thing, whatever you want to call it. Just found in the garbage, you know, with everything in it. Damn. I love those finds. You know, when you just sort of like, you walk by a garbage can and you fucking like find something really cool in there and pick it up. Disassemble it for parts. That's what I did with like a really beat up, destroyed DualShock controller I found in the trash one day. How does a snake have hair? Well, Tada Dodderson. Wig. I guess. I don't know, man, it's a character. I put on a show for people. Part of the show is that I grow hair on the top of my skull. Whoa, this is new. Also, how are you doing? Welcome in. I see you're new around here. You ain't from around here, are ya? Too bad to watch very well. Oh, that's a shame. Sorry to hear. But hey, still, I hope you have a good afternoon. Thanks for dropping by. That's a cave. Don't really have the spelunking materials just yet. Alright, let's see here. But yeah, you know, I don't know. I guess I'm just, ow, you jerk. I guess I'm not too fantastic at playing things like Call of Duty and like other, you know, FPS type games on stream. I think that's more of like a competitive edge that I might have. Because I end up, you know, getting super distracted and looking around and being all like, ooh, you're an issue, and just calling everything an issue. Because it is. It's all an issue in those games. So yeah, I might go through Halo 1. I might finish Halo 1 this Friday and then move on. You know what big companies should do more with physical copies? Alternate box art. 2 and 3, and it was opening box. What did the Switch cover? So, wait, like, Splatoon 3 has alternate covers associated with it? Alright. Yeah, that's something that I haven't seen in a long time. At least, you know, if at all, right? It reveals another version, but cooler. Yeah, it's like, you know, buying the privilege of, you know, seeing cooler cover art. Which, again, you know, is totally fine, because, like, it doesn't ruin the quality of the game, and also, it's cool. Yeah, I feel like I've seen that before, but if I have, it's only been on, like, really old games. Like, I feel like a game like Abe's Odyssey for, like, the PS1 might have had that. Whoa. That was spooky. Oh, are they getting the skeleton? Are those wolves getting the skeleton because it's made of bone? Get him! Get him! Well. Let's see. Information on the... sir. Information on the back side of the box has special bits perfectly on the side. Yeah, I think your brain mixed it a little bit. No, you're cool. You've watched me enough. You've seen that happen 6,000 times over. I getcha. But yeah, I miss those days. I miss the days of the old, that could have been lethal, you G-man. You G-flow, you big dummy, dumb asshole. Yeah, the old, you can find her in the castle of... No, I think he wrote it while he was dying. Please, like, Please tell me I'm not the only one who gets that. Monty Python, Monty Pythoners, Pythoners? Those who like Monty Python, rejoice. The smallest thing, the quadruple A, the tiniest battery. Imagine having like a battery, but it's actually like, it looks like a piece of twine. Just like the quintuple A battery. Man, these guys are coming at me hot and heavy. Actually, though, that would be cool, though, wouldn't it? What if you had, like, an, you know, twine that was just, like, a battery? Like, the whole length of it? And you knitted it all up into a scarf, and you just have been carrying around this emergency battery this entire time. It's just full of potential. Someone comes up to you after making it and it's like, wow, look at the artistry on this scarf, you know, it's got a lot of potential in like an art show or whatever, and you're all like, you have no idea, lady. Yeah, there's this little edge piece over here. AA batteries, not being able to use your mouse for a month. No, I think I get what you're trying to say. Partially because I, like, have just ran into that issue myself. You know, where you had this wireless mouse and it runs out of battery. It's like, you know, I'll get some batteries later. And you go and you get batteries and it's like the mouse wants AAAs, but you get AA's, and so you're like, okay, I guess I'm gonna have to go out and grab new batteries later. And you just never do. It never happens. me buy incorrect battery. Yeah, like that. Man, it's really getting to that time, huh? Ow, oof. Ouchies. You know, sometimes it's just easier to go into UG mode. Wasn't there... I think there was a you know, broken nether portal, a ruined nether portal around here. Like maybe down this stream a ways. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and get the rest of that area, but I'm just curious. Heather Nordal. My favorite VPN service, Heather Nether VPN. VPN. I don't know, it could be down this way. Damn. What is it with me and streaming and yawning? A knit is not a knot. Goddamn right, a knit is not a knot. It in fact is a nut. We did it, guys. We have said nut once in this stream. We've accomplished our goal. We can go home. All I needed was nut. Alright, let's go a bit further up here. Wait, a nut is not a knot, but a nut. But what makes a nut not a knot? Well, I think the critical question you're missing here is, what is a knot in the first place? That's like saying, what is the nothing in the never-ending story? The brain pluckery continues. Nah. You got me on a philosophical rant now. What is nothing? Is it the infinite lack of something? Or is it something in itself? Well, it's not a nut. That's probably a more proper response to that. I don't know what knot is, but it's not nut. That's for sure. Is there something in this river right here? Perhaps. The world may never know. I mean, I may. Here we go. I was looking for you. My baby boy. You gotta be careful around this. I don't have any stone. Well, here's a better, more smarter way of doing this. First, I'm going to absolutely destroy this area. And then shall ever so gently take that action. A little more, how do you say, shielded? And then get this other thing. I should probably deposit these. Is there anything in here? No, I didn't leave anything in there. It's getting around the time that I gotta get home anyway. Which makes it not a nut. Ooh. It's not a nut, which makes it not a nut. Man, umlauts are weird. Sorry. I really get it. I know how you feel. Get a little bit of that bad spidey meat in me. Don't put that in. Future me. Don't leave that in the VOD. A nut is a nut, but a nut is not a knot. Look, this is like spiraling into insanity right now. I think I'm starting to lose my mind. Gaster. Gaster, please. Nut, yes, nut. Nut, no, not. Fairies! Dancing! Dancing fairies! You know, this is what it feels like to play Somnium. You know that? I keep on bringing the game up. It's this. It's exactly what you're doing right now. Like, I feel like, you know, its sole purpose is to fuck with the player. Feels like to coexist in a world with me. That too. And oh, what a wonderfully, wickedly wild world of wonder that is. Direction paper. Look. That, are you gonna argue? Is it not direction paper? It tells you a direction in which you're going. Which is funny, because in real life, right, direction paper would only tangentially make sense. If you have a vague idea of where you are, you know, by, you know, what landmarks are, you know, around you and what landmarks are on the map, then it would kind of tell you the direction that you're going in. that critter spawned right in the wrong time. And I don't appreciate it. Alright, where are we? Almost there. Scary drop off. What is... What is this? Hold on. Dubby Kong by Dub Tendo. What? What? As one purple jester once said, chaos, chaos. What a good band. But yeah, man, I never made it through that fight. Yeah, that was really goofy. Why is my menu oh, you mean this? Difference definitely a word for it. Yeah, no, it's a if you go into options, it's one of the language options. So in lolcat, language is what you speak, and so you can change it. I believe there's pirate speak in here too. I can change it to that for this for this last little bit here. Yeah, here. Yeah, you know. Here. Yeah, I've been thinking about like using it for Japanese practice. I remember this theme. I think it was Legend of Zelda, but it could be Mario. Yeah, no, it's Legend of Zelda. I guess it's Chocobo theme. Return the fight. Treasure man. A cutlass of steel. Ah! Which one? Are you talking about the, like, this theme that's playing right now? So the particular name of this cut was Chocobo Get Down. I don't know exactly what it's a parody of. But here, let me do a quick search. Because I'm honestly also kind of curious. Chocobo Get Down song. Dubtendo. Oh, wait. I'm stupid. No. Chocobo's Final Fantasy. Um, Chocobo Get Down is a parody of something. Yeah, yeah, right? Like, you know exactly what, you're talking about. Here, let me actually switch over because I think I was gonna, start winding down. I was gonna say something, but I haven't played much of either of those games. So, I mean, I play a lot of Legend of Zelda, or at least I played a lot of it. When I was still going through them all. But I've never played a Final Fantasy game before. So the fact that I recognize that theme is kind of weird, actually. Ball chat. You know, look, we're still in my balls era. We're still in the era of time where if I see a ball game or a balls game, I'm going to put it into my list of balls games, which I do have. I should probably put that list down, somewhere in the description of these VODs or of these streams. Something from Legend of Zelda. Yeah, right? Like I know I'm not crazy. Uh no, Chocobo's Paradise is a place, but I bet you that was the theme that plays in Chocobo's Paradise. Which, that song in particular is uh what? Aloha de Chocobo? That's not it. That's not the one. Also prepare for that particular piece of the stream to be completely muted uh by DMCA. Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea where that comes from. I wish I knew, but I guess I couldn't, like, I wouldn't know. I've got to do some research on that though. That's a really good question. But yeah, yeah, right. Like the theming, the music, um, in Final Fantasy, like it really does feel like Legend of Zelda music, just a little bit, just a tiny bit. Um, yeah, yeah. Google that, man. Google that S. Let's see here. Do I do I have anything? Is there any is there anyone to rate? Oh, I'm sad, right? Because uh Chris Yim, Chris Yim, the more uh the more well-known VTuber, the guy who Tubes V's a lot more than I ever will. Like I end up getting these ideas before, like, weeks before I actually do them. It's like, you know what, I'll get to them. Right, I'll get to them. And I was like just thinking like last week or the week before, like maybe I just sort of go through and play Undertale. Play through that again just for, the hell of it. It's a good time to, reflect. And that motherfucker just kind of stole my idea without knowing he stole my idea. God damn. Whoops. Love the man. Love the boy. But Lord, man. Alright. Yeah, I think that's actually about it. I think that's about all I got then. That was a fun stream. I talked a lot. I think I went over a couple of probably went over a couple of things that like didn't want to talk about just yet, just without thinking. But I'll probably cut those out in VOD. Found no info. It'll be one of those things that pops up later on like some radio or something, and we'll be like, oh, that thing, we found it, it's there. But until then, it will be the mysterious, awesome song that we just sort of heard one day, and it never returned. Bread's gone. Bread is primarily on game screen right now. It was a last minute addition because I realized that I forgot to put my, the current week's bread of the week on my website, and this was a good, second. It's a good second place. Bread looked lovely. Thank you. Seriously, it means a lot. I'm glad you like it. Oh, do not say it that way, Gaster. Wait, hold on. We're timeout, halting the end of the stream, just for 2 seconds. Yeah, yep, there we go. Thanks, Caster. All right. And with that, yeah, thanks for coming on, guys. It sounds like you had a good time. I'm glad you did. I'll be back like maybe Friday, maybe sooner if I feel like it. Doing something that maybe involves Halo, maybe involves something completely different. Who knows? My brain's in 6,000 different places these days. But until then, thanks for hopping on. And I'll see you around. Sleep tight, y'all. Love y'all, and I'll catch you on the flip. And the button, there we go.